So this is the very first episode. I don't want to say it's the first, but it's just a refresh. It's a restart to what I've been trying to do, and I got a special guest with me, somebody that I've known since seventh
Wow,
grade,
probably even earlier. Probably
probably
like
earlier. Yeah,
yeah, probably like sixth grade.
yeah, probably earlier than
Mhm,
that. Went to middle
mhm,
school with him, high school with him for a small stint. Then he went to St. John's, and ain't nobody know
mhm.
where he was until we figured it out. But I got former professional basketball player, actually, soon to be father, Anthony Duruji. How you doing, brother?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother. I'm doing well. All is well. Can't complain. Can't complain.
It's been
Thank
a
you.
while since we've spoken,
Hmm.
but
Yeah,
we've followed each other like
for
throughout
sure.
high
For sure.
school, college, et cetera, et cetera. What was that like going from Kingsview and then
Hmm.
Northwest, but then transitioning to a private school?
Yeah, it was tough. Honestly, I would say it was kind of a little bit like a culture shock in a sense. Obviously, where we come from. It's a lot of diversity. Probably one of the most diverse places in the world. Not in the world, but like in America. And then going to a private school, like the whole setup is different. I went to a really small school, so coming from Northwest, a really big public school, and then you go to a school in Potomac, Maryland. Probably like really affluent area, but it's just much smaller.
Mm.
So kind of felt a little bit, essentially, kind of like a poster child in a sense. Um, but it was different. It was different, but I adjusted, and it helped me to become a better student and a better player as well too. So it helped me.
Was that something that you always like wanted to do? Like, was that the goal? Like, I need to get to a private school, or was that something that was kind of like presented to you?
I would say low key, it kind of was like want to get to a private school. Just wanted to have, I would say like exposure in a sense. A lot of my like peers in the AAU level, it's like everybody was kind of aspiring to go to a private school, go to the math, or go to the council or whatever like that. So when the opportunity had came, I just kind of ran with it.
At the time that you was in middle school and high school, because I feel like I know where you stayed. I'm obviously not gonna
Hmm.
say it, but I feel like I know where you stayed, and you were still like in a certain area. So
Hmm.
when you decided to go to a private school, or even before that,
Hmm.
what was is it like? All right, I'm in private school now, so everybody's expectation really is like, okay, you're in private school, you play for Team Mello or Team Durant,
Right,
DC Premier. We trying to go to the league. So when
right.
was that? When did that like click in your head? Like I'm trying to go there.
That's a good question. I would say from the time I was 14 years old,
Okay.
yeah, 14 years old, I was kind of, it was a mission. I think, and I look at it from retrospect now, but I think it no longer became so much me just playing the game, but like a mission. And I think that kind of clicked when I was 14 years old. So everything that I was doing, sacrificing, probably not going to the parties or not, hanging around with my friends, it just became like solely basketball and school.
Mm.
When I think around like 14 years old, that was like the mission. I didn't know necessarily how I was going to get there or what that would look like, but I knew that, I was trending in a certain direction.
Was there a certain moment that you was like, did you like make a three or like dunk a basketball and you was like, or was it something that you saw like in a
Mhm.
tournament, or was it something that you heard like, oh, I can really like go far with this?
Yeah, I think it was at a tournament actually. I remember at the Germantown Sportsplex. Uh, I wasn't at the time. I wasn't even playing basketball, so I don't know if a lot of people know this, but my sophomore year at Northwest, I just ran track. I didn't play ball.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't play ball,
I
and I
jumped.
was there. Yeah, um, a coach that I had known, he told me come play at this tournament. Mind you, I hadn't been playing for a whole year, and I wasn't even trying to go to the tournament, but it was right up the street
Mm.
at the soccer place. So I went. At the time, I was playing for I like knew some people from Team Takeover, so I played that tournament. And then I remember after that tournament, I was like, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was from track, but I was everywhere, like blocking
Yeah,
shots, dunking, like all over. And there
yeah.
was a whole bunch of high school coaches over there.
Hmm.
And I remember at that moment, that's when, St. Andrews had recruited me. And
That's
it was it was that moment I knew, all right, you know, things are starting to come along.
when you was playing and you was younger, and I'm gonna tell you this now, and I haven't told you
Mm-hmm.
or him, but I remember because in middle school, like they let you outside a little bit, or you got like gym class and you hooping a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like it's crazy saying this in middle school too, but like the top dogs for me,
Mm-hmm.
it was you and Alani,
Yeah.
and I was like, all right, like I gotta get as good as them.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever like get that sense of like at that even at that age like a rivalry of like I got to be better than this dude or I want to be better than this dude?
Mm-hmm. I feel like at that point in middle school, no. Like I
Mm,
didn't have necessarily like a rivalry. Like I didn't really see myself like I knew I was good,
mm,
but I didn't really see myself like a top dog,
yeah,
or like being hunted.
a lot of
I
people did,
just
including
yeah.
me.
Yeah. I mean, I was just like really trying to get better.
Hmm.
Honestly, it was just like, how am I going to stack days and just keep working, keep getting better, keep getting better.
Hmm.
Um, so that was like my mindset in middle school. It wasn't really any rivalries or, anyone I was trying to like hunt.
When you got to St. Andrews, was there anybody that you was like checking for?
Mm, yeah, I would say so. Yeah, for sure. Like
What
I
was it?
had Tyler Stewart. Yeah, Tyler Stewart. Yeah, he just had that work ethic,
Yeah,
honestly, and that was something that like I that was something that inspired me. And he was like really skilled. Like he could,
I
I
worked
don't
out.
know, like his footwork, yeah,
Yeah.
everything. And we used to go at it too as well. We used to
Mhm.
go at it, but we like iron sharpens iron. So I think that really helped me. It helped me even like grow my work ethic and take it to the next level.
Your first game in St. Andrews, how much you dropped?
Mm. My first game, to be honest, I don't remember. I had to have been double digits, but I
Uh,
wasn't like I was a six man, I believe.
okay.
Probably first man coming off the bench. And again, this is like my first real year playing high school ball, honestly,
Oh
because
yeah.
freshman year I wasn't. That was a crazy year, and I didn't
You had
really
a
like
couple
play.
workouts. I remember
Hmm.
you had a couple like morning workouts. I remember I went
Hmm.
to a morning workout. It was like in the middle of some park
Yeah.
with varsity, like Blood
Hmm.
and Jamil and stuff like
Hmm. I remember that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, those were crazy years, bro. Those
Hmm.
crazy years.
For
Like,
sure.
yeah, it was wild.
What was
It
the
was wild.
first thing you saw at St. Andrews in a game where you was like, oh yeah, I gotta if I want to like go where I'm supposed to go, of what
Hmm.
dude is doing right now or what I see on the court, like I gotta up my keep. I gotta get in the gym a little bit better. I gotta put up a little bit more shots. Was there something that you saw that was crazy?
Mm, I think just the level of talent with all of the teams. I mean, obviously played versus like Jelani Williams. Like Jelani ended up going to UPenn. He was really good. Sadiq Bey at the time was kind of small, but he was tough. Luca Garza, like having to play
Mm.
him,
Shout
he
out to
ended up being one of my
baby.
teammates in
Hmm.
high school. So just seeing the crowds, honestly,
Mm.
because playoff games,
Oh yeah.
like the student section went crazy.
Sure.
So it was, I think, just seeing that and understanding the level of like intensity to each possession, and the level of talent, that kind of changed my mind. Like, okay, yeah, like I gotta work. I gotta work harder, and this is gonna demand more of me. So that's what kept me in the right direction.
Was there ever a moment that you might have like just went off one game
Hmm.
and you was like, yeah, I'm really like that?
Yeah, for sure. I would say Georgetown Prep was my senior year. I think my senior year is where I really brought everything together.
Hmm.
Um, and it was that confidence senior year being like, yeah, I've been here before.
Yeah.
But Georgetown Prep, I remember we played at St. Andrews. I think it might have been a holiday tournament, but I went off. I remember Hoop Major was over there, had like a little mixtape.
Hmm.
And that was just like, that really solidified some things. And I knew,
I remember that jump. That jump was
hmm
circulating. We was watching it. We was watching
yeah,
back. Nah, we was watching that Jane back in the day. Like,
yeah,
that's Duruji? It was like, oh,
yeah,
yeah, we going crazy.
yeah. I remember Hoop Major. Yeah, that was tough for real. That was tough.
What AU team
hmm
you play for?
So I played for a lot, honestly. So I
You play for
started off
Takeover, right?
playing. Yeah, I played for Takeover.
Hmm.
I ended up playing with Takeover EYBL
Yeah.
before going to college. But then I did play with Maryland Pistons for a good majority of my time. And then I played for like Team Belief. I don't think they're an organization anymore, but it was like for like a short amount of time before going to Takeover. And then that was pretty much it.
I never played for, like, because I be training people now. So
Tough.
a lot of them play for Team Durant. A lot
hmm
of them be at Peach Jam, EYB.
hmm
I've never played in those areas. So I can
hmm
only imagine like the amount of coaches that be there,
hmm
the talented players by boys and girls that you see every single time you go, going to Chicago,
Right.
Vegas, all of that. Like, was there ever like a sense of like nervousness because
hmm
of just the amount of things that's going on? Because you going in Kentucky, you got it's 20 courts in here, but every court got
Yeah.
at least 8 of y'all that's just dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Right.
Both teams.
Yeah. Now that's a good question too. There's definitely nerves, because as a hooper, as a competitor, I belong. At
Yeah.
least that was my mindset, because I wouldn't be in these spaces if I didn't. But it was for me, it was new because a lot of my peers, they kind of grew up in Takeover,
Hmm.
or they kind of grew up a little bit in the scene.
Yeah.
So I think first time coming to Peach Jam, especially, like for sure, definitely had some nerves. Um, I think I remember playing Trey, who was it? Trey Young and Michael Porter from Mocan Elite. Yeah, Mike.
Can't even
Hey
lie
man,
about that. I can't even.
Michael Porter was probably the best, most skilled player like in high school, easily, hands down. Like there was no, there really was no answer, honestly. But yeah, I remember Pete. We played him at Peach Jam. Everybody's there.
Mm.
Everybody's there, so for sure. But you settle in,
Yeah.
you settle in. But yeah, definitely some nerves for sure.
What's the biggest what's the biggest lesson you learned going to them type of tournaments?
Biggest lesson I learned is just like you never know who's watching, so just you gotta stay ready. Always be prepared, and that's really what stuck with me. I would say, even throughout college, even to my pro career, like opportunity sometimes only comes. It's like a slim chance. One moment can change your whole trajectory of a tournament, your career, like getting an offer or whatever. You never know. So it's just like you always want to be on your P's and Q's. And you always want to stay prepared, stay ready. So when that time comes, you seize the moment.
What was your first offer?
First offer, I think, actually was Florida Gulf Coast.
Bro?
Yeah, remember the Dunk? What were they called? Dunk City or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida Gulf Coast. Yeah, it was like my
Yeah.
first offer. I wish I would have took a visit.
Bro?
Um,
You ain't take no visit?
yeah, I ain't taking no visit. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy, man. Like we will probably ask me more questions. We'll talk a little bit about it, but I think looking back at it, definitely probably would have went about my recruitment process a little bit different. But everything happens for a reason. I believe, at least.
It's funny that you say that because, like I said, like I stuck in Northwest. Like I didn't
hmm
go. Like my brother, he went to good counsel,
hmm
and then from there, like he got his opportunities. But for me, You know, it was me. I wanted to, stay with the friends. I didn't understand all of that yet.
Right.
Going into like recruitment, I was really confused because I'm
Mm,
like, I don't know how this works. I don't know what I'm doing. And at that point in time, the it's ignorant to say now because of the respect that we have for the game, but
right.
you just kept hearing D1 or nothing
Yeah.
in your head, like especially at that point in time.
Hmm.
That's something that also like creeped up in your mind at times. Like it was like if I ain't going D1, then I'm not going at all.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think even since I was like young, honestly, probably around as young as I can remember, probably when I really started taking it serious, probably like 12. 'Cause I started playing basketball at 10.
Mm.
And so about 12, 13, yeah, it was like D1 or nothing because, I mean, schools is expensive. and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to try to strive to be the best.
Mhm.
So yeah, for sure, it was definitely like that. Like my goal was always D1. I'm going D1.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, with the recruitment process, I ended up going JUCO.
Mm-hmm.
I went to JUCO for like 2 years. And yeah, go to JUCO for 2 years, and then you get to university after. And
Mm-hmm.
there was like, I always like felt like I was like, damn, like I'm over here in JUCO, like
Mm-hmm.
I should have like focused on this, or maybe I should have like went there a little bit. But I would see some of my peers as well. They're
Mm-hmm.
going to like prep. Some of them went
Mm-hmm.
to JUCO. Some of them went D3,
Right.
and they doing their thing. What do you think is the biggest difference between D1, D2, and D3?
Mm-hmm. I would say D1, physicality.
Mm,
Physicality is the biggest thing, like size and athleticism.
yeah.
I would say that's what separates D1. Um, D2, I would say you have a lot of people who can easily be D1.
Yeah.
But obviously, like resources, it's going to be different with the institutions and the universities.
Mm-hmm.
And then that just trickled down really to D3.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I play some NAIA schools, and I also play some people who've been in D2 who've been tough.
Man.
Like, I remember we played one dude when I was at Florida. I think we opened up. He ended up playing the G League, but
Mm-hmm.
he was D2. I think he dropped like 30 on us. I don't remember his name, but like, honestly, sometimes it's just circumstances. We've seen a lot of people from JUCO now who end up in the league,
Yeah.
who end up pro overseas. Like, there's a lot of people, even people that I played with
Mm-hmm.
in college who came from JUCO. So a lot of times I think it's just circumstances with people. But to answer your question, for sure, D1 is just gonna have more physicality, and then it's gonna be more size and athleticism.
It's wild because it took a while for me to dig out of that mindset of like
Mm-hmm.
if you ain't D1, you're not good.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you just said, like I've had people like I went NAIA Division 1,
Mm-hmm.
and equal it's like D2,
Right.
but it's like I done played to get like you remember Paul?
Mm-hmm.
Paul went to Salisbury. It was a Division 1
Yeah.
institution. I think they moved up, but
Okay.
Paul is nice,
Yeah.
pro
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
it really don't matter. Like you got guys like Paul,
Mm-hmm.
Colin went to JUCO. I think
Yeah, I know Colin.
Colin went to
Mm-hmm.
JUCO. He went to Angelo State.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy there. I'm pretty sure he just got put in or he's gonna get put in a Hall of Fame. He should.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like there's so much talent all over the place, and it takes a while to like know that and be
Right.
like, yeah, it don't matter if like D1, D2, D3. Like there's people out there that'll bust you, like just
Nah, for sure, for
drop you
sure,
off
bro.
for real.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of people who play basketball, man.
Mm.
It's a lot of talent out there. At least that's what I've seen from firsthand experience. You know.
The decision to go to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Explain that. The
Mm-hmm.
just like the the process of that, the other
Mm-hmm.
schools that you also had in mind, and
Mm-hmm.
why Florida was like, this is perfect.
Right. Great question. So Florida. It's crazy because I was thinking about the other school I was thinking about going to was Baylor. Baylor ended up winning
For
the
real?
national championship. Yeah. They ended up winning the national championship the
Yeah.
year I was going to transfer, which is crazy. And like Coach Drew's really seemed like a really good guy, and I know he's a good coach. I remember him telling me, he's like, come to go to Florida Thursday, Friday, come to us Saturday, Sunday. Like, make sure you come to both schools. When you go to Florida, they're going to try to sell you. They're going to try to get you to commit right there.
Mhm.
That's exactly what happened. I went to Florida. I saw them palm trees.
Mhm.
Uh, and I was like, but nah, ultimately, I think I always, I've always thought, where do I want to go if I wasn't playing basketball? What would make sense,
Okay.
just in general? So Florida, really nice school, big school, one of the best schools out there.
Mm.
And then also just had like really good education too as well. So
Okay.
I said, you know what? Florida got rich history, national championships. All the schools are pretty good. Probably meet some cool people, connect. So I just ended up going to Florida, and yeah, it was definitely helpful for me. Development wise, Baylor, looking back, probably fit a little better.
Mhm.
But like I said, it helped me a lot.
My first, one of my first offers was Barry University.
Yep, I know Barry in
Yeah.
Miami, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that
B2.
Miami? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
B2
Yep.
school in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And I got that, it was like towards the end of
Mm-hmm.
my second year in JUCO.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it and I was like, oh shit. And I looked them up. Great campus. I mean, it's in Miami. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm like,
facts.
okay, but
Facts.
I just immediately, I remember immediately saying no.
Mm.
And my folks was like, why? And I'm like, and I couldn't even believe, like at 19, I was saying this, but I'm like, if I go there, I will not be studying.
Yo, for sure.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to study at all. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
go out. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to go to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do everything else but what is important. Because
Right.
what's important right now is graduating and playing ball.
Right.
I
Right.
can't focus on that with all of this other temptation. Did you ever take
Right.
that into account? Like, was that difficult for you, like when you got to a place like Florida?
Dang, that's crazy. Cause yeah, I didn't even really take that into consideration as much,
Mm,
honestly. I think because I was so bought on, getting to the league
yeah.
and just like going pro.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I didn't really think much about that. I think probably a little bit once I got to Florida, it was like, whoa, this is much different. Cause I went to Louisiana Tech for 2 years.
Yeah.
Louisiana Tech, much different, very country, rural,
Hmm.
and then going to Florida, different. But I think Barry's different. Miami's different from Gainesville.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like if University of Florida was not in Gainesville, it wouldn't really be much in Gainesville apart from UF. So it's more of a like college town. Um, so it wasn't obviously. So it's gonna be temptation, big school. I definitely had fun, um, but I didn't really take that into account as much. Yeah.
At Louisiana Tech, would you
hmm
say that there was a certain point where like you became like the guy, like the man there?
hmm Yeah, I would say I wasn't like the man, but I was basically on my way to stardom.
I mean, you was averaging
Yeah,
like, what did you have? You was
I
averaging
think I'm like
50 points.
13 and
Yeah.
6, something like that. Yeah, I was doing really well.
You were leading, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
If I stayed at La Tech, I'm sure, like I said, like I was on my way to stardom.
Hmm.
Probably would have been in the Hall of Fame. So I was starting to get like some buzz. But yeah, that's why when I got in the portal, I had like a lot of offers from a lot of the high majors and stuff.
The goal was the league.
Hmm.
But at LA Tech, you were obviously you were skyrocketing high on that
Yeah.
trajectory of like being, excuse me, like the face of an entire
Right.
organization for basketball.
Right.
What was that? And to go from that to Florida,
Hmm.
and it's like, okay, now I'm not the
Hmm.
quote unquote guy.
Hmm.
Was that difficult for you to do?
Yeah, it was difficult. Yeah, it was difficult. Yeah, it was like, bro, because it was, I think with, with entertainment, with sports, with like your career, everything is about momentum.
Yeah.
And I had that momentum. And that was the last year. I think that was the last year where you had to sit out a whole year if you transferred.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after my year, I think they just started letting people transfer. Now it's just everyone just hopping around.
Yeah.
But but yeah, I had to sit out a whole year. So I was like, dang. I was kind of just like I had hope and I knew it was a big step, but a little bit of a step backwards because now, like you said, I wasn't a man. I remember coming there and my coach was like, yeah, we're not concerned about you scoring. I remember hearing that, like, what do you mean? Like, like I was the leading scorer at my previous school, and scoring is what I do. So that's kind of where I started to see a little bit of, I would say, a little bit more of like politics, but stakes are higher, and it's a bigger school, so with that comes a lot of different things and different factors that you got to take into consideration. So it was definitely a struggle for me, um, just knowing that I wasn't necessarily the man, but also to having to even take a whole year off.
How were you mentally just throughout college, being away
Hmm.
from home, being in
Hmm.
different areas, going from one school to another?
Hmm.
Because I don't think a lot of people don't really understand like the amount of things that go down
Yeah.
during those days, like from preseason to the season, middle of the season. Like I always tell
Hmm.
people, like you get to college, January, that's when your body starts talking to you.
Hmm.
You're dealing with morning workouts,
Hmm.
going to class, obviously, study hall, but then you got a 2 hour practice. It might be 3 hours if coach is pissed. Then you got
Right.
stretching that you got to do. You might have study hall again. You might have a night class. It's like,
Hmm.
then you got to go travel. It's a lot. And then you can barely come home. Some stuff might happen back at home that you want to come back to, but you can't
Right.
because you have this hard schedule. So, how were
Hmm.
you mentally throughout those years of just trying to keep that morale up and being
Hmm.
strong?
Yeah, I think they it definitely became it was difficult. I would say like my sit out year was really tough. It kind of resembled a little bit of me sitting out when I wasn't playing basketball in high school, my 10th grade year,
Hmm.
um, because I was basically like a guinea pig. So practices was my games. You're working hard, you're doing all this, but you don't really see anything. You don't really see a reward.
Yeah.
Um, Kind of go unnoticed, I would say a little bit. And then on top of that, like the demanding schedule, like you said, with school, and yeah, it was crazy. I think I just try to keep my morale with just staying positive, staying prayed up, and then just taking every day, like one day at a time, honestly. But I'd be lying if I said it was just like basically like a cakewalk, because if people haven't known, like I went to three different high schools and then two different universities.
You did. Northwest,
Yeah,
St. Andrews.
I was at Carroll for a little bit
You
too
was a
before.
Cal.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my ninth grade year. So yeah, but so I've been kind of like all over the place. But it was definitely tough just adjusting to different places. But then I think overall that kind of helped me a little bit later down the line, like playing pro.
Mhm.
Hmm.
What I got clients now, and they've asked they've asked me this question because they
Hmm.
hear it from somebody else. They ask
Hmm.
other coaches they question, and they say the same. And everybody that's ever been in that environment has the same reaction. It's just like a blank stare in the air or just a laugh.
Hmm.
Preseason workouts.
Oh man, yeah, yeah. That's the joint where like, do I really want to do this?
They asked this because I remember a client. He was like, "Yo, what was preseason workouts for you?" And I just remember just like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
man.
was that on my worst?"
Facts, facts, man.
How
Facts.
was it? How was preseason at LA Tech in Florida?
Woo, that thing was hard, man. Yeah, LA Tech was hard because I was, I'm a, I'm a slim guy. Like I'm a
Yeah.
pretty skinny guy. Like naturally, like we like slim guys.
Hmm.
Man, they told me I had to put on like 20 pounds, and then I gotta convert that to muscle. So,
Hmm.
like, mind you, we would be waking up early in the morning doing like 5 a.m. workouts, and then you doing wind sprints like at 6 a.m. like on an empty stomach. Like I'm not even hungry that early. And then mind you, if you don't make weight, you gotta come the next day early in the morning before you do your regular workouts throughout the day. So I'm like, man, yeah, LA Tech was tough because I was just so small, and they wanted me to get big. Like I can't get big as much, so it was tough, man. I think the conditioning was the worst part. That's always the worst part, conditioning,
You
because
seen
like,
somebody throw up?
oh, for sure, yeah. I've seen people cry.
Yeah.
I've seen people cry, bro. No lie, no lie. I've seen
I've
people
never
cry,
thrown
man.
up from a workout, but I've seen like guys like we go back to the apartment. My man's
Hmm.
get out the car. He don't even make it up the stairs. He just start throwing up
Nah,
pushes. I'm like, yo, what's
yes,
going
man.
on, bro?
Yes, that's when you really gotta like dig deep and ask yourself, like, yeah, you really want to do this? And then you gotta wake up the next morning, like, yeah, it's crazy. Preseason, yeah, it's no joke. I don't know what they're doing now, but yeah, I don't know, but it's
I
crazy.
I remember when it was preseason. It was my junior year, and
Hmm.
I went to Shawnee State in Ohio, and I
Hmm.
got there a little bit late. But everybody there pretty much knew each other, and everybody there was
Yeah.
from Ohio. It was only a couple
Okay.
people that was like out the way.
Hmm.
And I got there, and we finna go to the weight room. I go back in the locker room, and I get a shirt, but it's cut, so it like shows
Hmm.
my arms and stuff like that. I get in
Hmm.
the weight room, and everybody like, "What you got on?" And I'm like, "What you mean? Like I got a shirt, like we finna lift." They're like, "Nah, go get a shirt with sleeves." And I'm
Mm.
like, "Why?" And they was like, "Yo, you can't." They was like, "Can you bench 225?"
Oh.
It was like, "That's the rule. You can't show your arms unless you bench 225." I'm like, "When did that become the?"
What?
I'm like, "That's always been the
Oh.
rule."
Oh.
And I'm
Okay.
like, "Oh damn."
It's
So
real.
they was like, "Yeah, go under the bar, see if you can do it." I picked that joint up. That joint just fell.
No.
Like, yeah,
Not today.
it's
Not
a wrap.
today. Yeah,
I
man.
can't do this right now. So it was like, "Yep, go put that shirt
Yeah.
on." I'm like,
Yeah.
dang. Like, did you have any like
Hmm.
weird like rules like that?
Um. Dang. I think. Yeah. Like if you had earrings, if you came in with earrings, or like I believe it was earrings, or like you yawned. If you yawned in the weight room, like you had to drop and just like do push-ups.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Like
What are we talking about?
just some stuff, man. I was just like all right, but yeah, they definitely had rules. I think Florida had a rule too. I think it might have been. I feel like it was like earrings. If you had earrings, you had to do like some type of conditioning or something before practice, like run a couple sprints. But
You ever
I
did
don't
it?
know, man. Hills, we did that at Louisiana Tech. Florida, we did something called strongman. So my strength coach He's like one of the best coaches, strength coaches in the nation for real.
Mm.
He actually is the director of sports performance at Duke now.
Okay.
But we did something called strongman where we did like iron, like the yoke carries where you,
Yeah.
and then we would like pull tires, farmers walks,
Hmm.
flip tires. We'd push a truck. And this was like at 6 a.m. I remember ESPN came and they did like a little expert on it,
Hmm.
or insider or something like that. But yeah, we did some stuff. It was fun though. It was fun. Like by that time, strength and conditioning was a little bit different for me because, again, like I spent a whole year just lifting weights like a guinea pig.
Yeah.
So I kind of grew a little bit of a liking to lifting
Yeah.
weights and stuff.
I remember it was like 6 in the morning, and
Mm-hmm.
we had to. So where I was, there was a bridge in the back of the school, and that's how
Mm-hmm.
close it was. It connected to Kentucky. So if you crossed the
Uh,
bridge, you was in Kentucky at that point. You come
okay.
back, you're in Ohio. So we was like, all right, boom. So this is what we doing. We're doing on a run. Y'all are
Mm-hmm.
running across this bridge. Then y'all got to go up this hill, touch this truck, and it's between trees, and then like we can't see anything, but we're like on a dirt path,
Mm-hmm.
and it's dark. But the truck is up there because one of our coaches is up there, and then you got to make it back down and get back to the
Mm-hmm.
school. And it's 6 a.m. Like, we can't see nothing.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, all right, whatever. So we running, boom, and we make it up the dirt road, and it's dark, but we're hearing sounds in the trees, and we're like,
Oh
what
nah.
is in the what's in the what's going on? Like, what is in there? He's like, hurry up,
uh,
make it back down. We make it back down, and it takes like a cool 30, and
ooh,
then it's
a cool 30.
to do all of that is going to take a good 20 because we got to wait for certain people like bigs and
Oh,
stuff like that.
okay.
But then we come down, he's like, all right, hills. So
Mm.
now it's like we got to wait a little bit. It's getting hot, and we got weight vests on, and we doing the
Mm.
hills. And none of us ain't eat nothing yet. So
Right. Facts. I'm already knowing.
I'm like, I've never thrown up from a workout, but I've seen so much people just flat out just like, nah, I'm done. Like, I'm
Yeah.
out of here. With your body
Yeah.
now, do you think you can do a preseason workout?
Uh, I can definitely do it. I'm definitely. I would say my conditioning. I still have really good conditioning, but I just don't train the same way as I
Yeah.
did like in college. But I can definitely do it.
Mm.
I ran a 5K not too long ago.
Okay.
Yeah, not too long ago. So yeah, but strength and endurance is a little bit different.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, strength and endurance a little bit different.
Especially with them
Hmm.
coaches. Especially with
Yes, they be wild.
you. Talk about the transition from going to college to going pro.
Hmm. Yeah. So I actually had another year left to play, but I just kind of forewent that, and I kind of wanted to go pro by then. Uh, so I believe I was probably 70th, around like 72 out of 100 in my draft class.
Mm.
But granted, during that time, there was a lot of people who signed up for the draft, or to go into the draft.
Hmm.
Compared to like more recent years, people aren't really going into the draft like that. A lot
Yeah.
of people are staying in college, NILs.
Hmm.
But the whole draft process, I was in Palm Beach, Florida, hired an agent, had a good amount of pre-draft workouts. I think I went to like the Portsmouth Invitational, so that's where like most of your seniors and people who didn't get invited to the NBA Combine, they go, but like basically all the teams are there. So I met with a lot of teams like San Antonio, the Bulls. I worked out with Miami, Atlanta Hawks, San Antonio Spurs, Denver Nuggets. Like just flying out to these different places, they getting to see you. You do a quick workout. Meeting some of these coaches and some people that that I've seen around. I remember going to Miami Heat, just seeing the whole locker room and seeing the championship rings, LeBron and D Wade, and what's his name? Pat.
Pat Riley.
Yeah, Pat Riley. So it was crazy. It was kind of surreal. Kind of feel like your dreams are, you're closer to your dreams. It's in reach. It's tangible.
Mm.
But it was a really great process. And then played summer league with Atlanta Hawks,
Mm.
and I think that's kind of where you start to see a little bit of, the business, because it is a business at this point.
Indeed.
It's already been a business like at the college level, high major, but it's different when you're going pro.
Yeah.
So I just remember playing with the Atlanta Hawks, and I think I played like a couple games in summer league. Had some opportunity towards the end, and then I ended up actually signing a Exhibit 10 with Charlotte Hornets.
Mm.
Basically, I signed with them for the preseason, and that's where the Exhibit 10 basically allows you to be in the association, and then you can get the minimum, the maximum if you do like sign a contract, or it can be converted to like a two-way. But it just kind of gets your foot in the door a little bit.
Yeah.
So that was good just to go through training camp with them, and then I played in like 4 NBA games. It was so real. Like playing in the Garden, that was my first NBA game. So seeing like Al Horford, he was a Gator. I think they ended up winning the championship that year. Was that what 2020, 2022, 2023? Didn't Boston win?
2022, 23. That was
Or
nah.
was that
The one Boston won the year period. That was Denver.
Denver? Denver won that year. Okay,
2022, 23 was Denver.
okay, okay. But they was nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jane. Yeah, they was nice. But it was a really great experience, honestly, being there. Charlotte wasn't what they are now. Like obviously, they're trending in a different direction. I think during that time, the organization just necessarily wasn't it. Not where I probably wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
But the opportunity, at least to get an NBA experience, like I definitely took that. So I would say that transition was big,
Mm.
but it opened my eyes to more of like the business side, the politics, and just a different dynamic. Honestly, it's a different beast.
Did you ever like stop? Because obviously, like seeing you go through that process, and then I also saw Tark go through that process
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
And just like seeing them pictures, like, did you ever like stop and be like, "Yo, like I'm low key in the NBA"? Like it's like crazy. Like I'm like all these practice facilities, trainers,
Mm-hmm.
like the flights, the food, the amount of
Mm-hmm.
travel, everything I'm seeing. Like, did you ever stop and just admire that?
I feel like I feel like I didn't do it as much, honestly.
Mm.
Yeah, I didn't do it as much. Like everything was going by like so fast.
Yeah, yeah,
Everything was going by so fast, but like you right. Like sometimes you just gotta sit and like actually really see like wow, like look at where I'm at. Like be grateful. It was crazy. I think sometimes when I used to go to like the hotels, I remember just being in some of these hotels like wow, like the lifestyle, just seeing some certain people that I grew up like watching, like seeing like James Harden right there, Joel Embiid, like seeing
yeah.
him in person. It was just like crazy to me. But everything is going by so fast, and you trying to. I'm like I'm trying to get this like next contract,
Mm.
so it's hard to really just be like, okay, let me stop and just see like where I'm at,
Mm.
because you just trying to get to the next spot.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best advice you got from a pro, whether they were in the league or overseas?
Mm. That's a good question. Mm. I would say the best advice that I got from a pro was the best advice, honestly, was one, like how you start your career is basically to determine how your career will go. I mean, I think that was like some really good advice. And it kind of goes back to what I was talking about with momentum
Mm-hmm.
and visibility.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot about your momentum and, you know, how you're marketed, how you're branded, how you're pushed. You see like social media today, just like that's what the media is the big thing, honestly. And that's what's going to really tell the story. So I think people who are, everyone has different journeys,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm not saying that you can't start from here one day and then end up over here, or vice versa. But I think honestly, like how you start your career is basically going to determine how it basically goes. Because a lot of times, especially in those spaces, just the higher you go, there's so much talent, so only so many people can really occupy a certain amount of space,
For sure.
and then the amount of margin for error is very small, honestly. So I think that like that helped me, but then just understanding, you know, your journey is your journey. You make it what you make it.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I think some of the best I got in terms of advice was just to always stay where your feet are
Yeah.
and never like you're always gonna like envision like okay I want to do this or envision stuff from months from now, years from now, wherever. But the most important thing that my coach told me, he was like, focus on where you're at now
Mm-hmm.
and try to accomplish whatever you're doing at that moment.
Yeah.
If you do that, then everything else slows down because
Right.
basketball goes by like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like you probably remember the first time you picked up a ball or the first
Mm-hmm.
time you shot a ball, and then you blink. Well, now you're in high school.
Yeah.
Blink again. Now you're in college. If you
Mm-hmm.
blink again, you might have the luxury of going pro,
Right.
but some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
You're going overseas.
Mm-hmm.
How many countries did you play for? How many places did you play for?
Two.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
were
Mexico and then France. Mm-hmm.
favorite out of the two?
France.
Why?
Yeah, France. Yeah, France. I like France because just the culture
Mm,
and the scene. It was a real like European, seemed like over the water experience.
hmm
Mexico, you know, Mexico is not that far, but still like really close to home.
Yeah.
The time change and stuff.
Mm.
It's not too bad, but I think France was cool because it was like very honestly looking back at it, it was peaceful, and it was just like it was different. It was different, but it was I would say it was nice and it was a challenge as well too.
How long were you in France?
For about 10 months. Yeah, so those seasons are long.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
those
long
seasons.
time. I was never gone for that long. That's a long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
no.
long were you gone for?
I was gone when I was in Uruguay. That league is pretty short.
Okay.
It's like 4 months.
Really?
I we went there middle of the season. So I was
Okay.
only gone for 2 months.
Mm,
So when I went to Uruguay, I was only gone for 2 months. Germany was a little longer than that. It was around like
okay.
4 or 5.
How you like Germany?
Germany was good.
Okay.
Like
I hear a lot of great things.
yeah, I was in Stuttgart, Germany. Um, group of guys. It was good. Food was good. It's just as soon as you get out that airport, you instantly smell cigarettes, and you're just like,
Uh,
I remember I'm in Germany. But like
where-
Germany was, it was cool. It was good. But if I had to pick a favorite out of the two, it would definitely be Uruguay.
Uruguay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
Uruguay. Um, we went there when I went there. I went there twice. First time it was in the middle of this. It was in the middle of the summer here. Over there is
Mm,
the winter. So I was completely blindsided because it was
mm,
cold, and I brought summer wear. But the next time I went, luckily I knew, and I'm like, okay, boom, it's warm out there, so I'm gonna pack light. But
Right.
you right near the beach. Where we
Hmm.
was right near the beach. The city is beautiful. The people are very open.
Hmm.
They love to talk. They walk their dogs no leash. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they just it was great over there. I had a real good time over there. Your decision, like the adjustment period of being
Yeah.
in France for 10 months, what was that like?
Yeah. It was. I would say it was different because now that was my first time going to a place where most people weren't really speaking English like that.
Mm,
Yeah, so over there, I was in a place called Saint Chamond.
mm,
It's like central France. So it's not like Paris. It's not like Lyon, like not a big city.
yeah.
So more countryside. And the simplest thing, like setting up your mailbox or getting mail, was just like a process.
Hassle.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is just like, man, that was definitely an adjustment. And you really kind of feel almost like an outsider in a sense,
Mm,
you know. Um, but it made me grow more appreciation for the game because in Europe, like, and you know this, but like they have clubs, so a lot of these kids from young ages are pro,
yeah.
and they would practice with us with the big club.
That's tough.
Yeah, and it was just like, wow, like they just lifting weights, they hooping. I'm like, do y'all go to school? So it's like
Nah.
everything was just hooping, and it was different. Yeah, it was different. Like going on the bus for like 10-hour road trips, kind
Mm,
of
yeah, I almost
like that was probably like one of the longest. But a 6-hour road trip is like
mm,
nothing.
yeah,
That's like normal.
that's
And
normal.
then you go in to play a game.
Mm,
So it was like very, very different for me. And then like the food was good though. I would say
yeah,
because it's not a lot of preservatives in it. It's healthier. It's just like more simple. I would say it was a better quality of life, but it was just different to what I was used to. So it definitely took an adjustment.
I've known you for a while, and as I've known you, you've known to be a fan of faith,
Yes, sir.
and of faith. And
Sir.
as you've been playing basketball. What would you say? How long?
Playing
About
basketball for like
4 years.
16 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
playing ball for a long time. A lot of people can become like, this is all I know.
yeah.
This is who I am. This is what
Hmm.
I do.
Hmm.
Your decision to step away
Hmm.
from something that you've known for so long and you've been working on for so long and reaching points that not a lot of people have reached.
Yeah, yeah.
The decision to walk away, how was that
Hmm.
mentally for you?
Yeah, I think mentally it was tough. It was tough, because like you said, this is something that you're basically dedicated your whole life to, honestly. And, reaching certain heights, um, and then stepping away. Obviously, like we talked about earlier before we had got on, facing like a lot of injuries, just like mental toil, with, playing for 16 years going on. That's like a lot on your body. And then on top of that, trying to really basically having a mission in your head since a young kid. It's like sometimes you get ahead of yourself instead of just appreciating the game.
Mm,
So I think I got to a point where I think I was mentally exhausted. Um, uh, Although things looked, very promising. I'm sure a lot of people see like on social media, you see trips or it looks like a vacation,
hmm
but a lot of people don't know. It can get lonely. At times, it can just be a lot of stress. Like it's high stress.
Yeah.
Like being a professional athlete, you don't know what's gonna come next. You just have to have that faith. You can get injured. You can be doing well and get cut.
Yeah.
Um, and then on top of that, it's just like things changing in my life. But I would say it was tough because I was thinking, do I really want to, let this go? But I think, like you said, I've been a man of faith for some time, I would say. And my mom always kind of raised me to be that way. And understanding that, basketball definitely has played a very significant point in my life, an aspect of my life, and it's given me a lot of opportunities, me a lot of people explore. But it should never necessarily be all that I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I shouldn't revolve my life around, a game or a hustle.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
So I think as things were just changing in my life and where I was mentally, I wasn't really sure whether I wanted to continue. And I think everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why I kind of hit like a crossroads in a sense, where I just like pressed the brake.
Yeah.
And I think there's probably some people who feel the same way as me. But for whatever reasons, could be pressures from other people or whatever, I've always tried to just be myself. And then whatever God has put on my heart or what I feel is best with, prayer and seeking Him, then I just got to have faith and be faithful in that. And that's what led me to kind of stepping away. So I think me getting to that point, though, it took a lot of wrestling.
Yeah.
It took a lot of like doubt. Um, Kind of what would life look like,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been like a one-dimensional type of person.
Yeah.
So I think I've even been able to just explore a lot more, even stepping away, kind of similar to when I would stepped away in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And just working on becoming a better person, being better in different aspects of my life. Like, but I have a daughter, so it's just like it's a lot of stuff on the horizon, man. So I'm just so grateful. But I think we all kind of go through those wrestles at times, and we really sometimes ask ourselves that question, like, is this really what I truly desire?
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone got to make their decision.
I feel like that fire never dies though.
Never dies.
When you go, it's like,
Never dies.
mm-mm.
Yeah, it never dies.
You feel that like whenever you like go play or like
Mm-hmm.
go work out or you might see somebody hooping and you like,
Yeah.
I'm still who I am. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's never gonna go away.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like you always have that competitive spirit.
Yeah.
You see people, but it's just like you can appreciate the game,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can also like just put it in its right place.
Yeah.
Like okay, like, but yeah, you never really lose that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why you gotta find something else.
You
Like
don't
what
play
we
no
doing
leagues
right
or
now.
nothing like that?
Nah, I don't play in no leagues. Yeah, I don't play in no leagues. I work out. I'm actually becoming a certified personal trainer.
For real?
Yeah,
That's tough.
yeah. So like health and wellness is something that I love.
Mm-hmm.
And building like relationships with people. So definitely kind of have some stuff in the works with that. And
How difficult was it to find purpose outside of basketball? Because eventually the ball's gonna stop for
mm-hmm,
everyone. So,
exactly.
and I hear a lot of stories, a lot of people just never being able to cram out that mindset or get out of that
Mm-hmm,
place. So, how difficult was that for you?
yeah. I would say it was difficult, but I think I already had some balance in my life.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Being married, marrying my college sweetheart, and then just having like my family, people in my corner, just like relationships also too outside of hoops and people just that care about me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say I think that balance just came from understanding that this can't be my whole. I can't revolve my whole life around a sport, a career, whatever that thing is. You might be an entrepreneur, a doctor, lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
whoever. But what we do is never really meant to be who we are. But it's what we create.
Yeah.
Um, but it's not who we are. So I think the quicker you probably learn your giftings and then how you can add value to people, I think is the quicker basically you can start progressing and helping people. Because honestly, if you were a basketball player and you made it and you went high school, you went to college, you went pro, like you have discipline, you have creativity, you have the hard work, the work ethic, you have a lot of qualities. So honestly, it's just about channeling it
Mm-hmm.
into other spaces. But I think maybe sometimes as athletes, we can just be bent on it has to be this one way
Yeah.
or nothing. It's like that's not true. So
You never thought about coaching?
I will be coaching.
No, nah, I know with the
Oh,
trainer,
okay, okay,
but
okay,
nah, I know
okay,
with the
okay.
trainer. I'm saying like with
Mm.
basketball, like you never thought about
Oh,
like being a coach like at
mm.
all, like for a team or something like that.
No, I actually am going to be a coach
For
soon.
real? Where?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm actually going to be coaching at a private school,
Oh, okay.
up in Virginia. Yeah, so I'm starting. Yeah, it's gonna be like pretty new.
There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, gonna be new. So that's why I said I definitely get to stay in the athletic realm.
Hmm.
You know, now I'm not playing right now. I don't know if that's gonna change in the future, but there's different hats in this sports world, honestly, other than just playing. So yeah, I've definitely looked into that and want to scale myself. I'll definitely bring a lot of value and help a lot of people.
What is something because we know like basketball is a beautiful sport.
Hmm.
The women have grown into being better, faster, stronger basketball players. They got a lot of more notoriety now.
Right.
For the people that are in those Peach Jam tournaments, in those
Mm-hmm.
EYBL tournaments, getting those offers, trying to go to a good school,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say your piece of advice is for somebody that is trying to get to that highest level from someone
Mm-hmm.
that was already at that level?
Right, right. Yeah, I would say honestly, your habits is basically gonna determine who you become. Um, that's what I would really say because what we do, day by day, is basically echoing in our future. A lot of people can be really good in high school, but it's honestly about longevity. So things can look good right now. There's a lot of opportunity, especially now, like the NIL, and just different things out there. But really, what's going to separate people is ones who have good habits. Do you have character? Are you coachable? Could you be held accountable? Are you responsible? So I would say definitely like creating good habits. Um, really thinking more about your character, honestly, more than your talent, because at some point, like, and you've seen it, the higher and higher you go, the talent, like everyone's talented,
Yeah.
but that's not what really separates people. Is what separates people is going to be, who is working smart, who has great habits, and then also too like your character. That's what's really gonna sustain you.
And I'll tell you this before we get out of here. And again,
Mm-hmm.
I never told you, but me, going to a public school, um, and going to JUCO, and then finally going to university.
Mm-hmm.
But during that time, seeing you, Alani,
Mm-hmm.
Rob,
Mm-hmm.
Art, Colin, and more guys that I'm probably forgetting right now, but people that I pretty much grew up with,
Right.
played against, some played with,
Mm-hmm.
and getting to like that certain place, I use that as a lot of motivation for what I did
Mm.
back in JUCO,
Right.
going into university and trying to go pro, because I
Right.
would see like Colin, he went to JUCO too, and
Mm-hmm.
we played him a couple times. Never beat him. They had the better team, but there was a time where he was number one in the country in scoring, and I was
Yeah.
third.
Yeah.
I would like go into his. I would like go like, oh, how much did he have? He had 35. All right, I got to get 36.
Mm-hmm.
He had 29. All right, I got to get 30. But then some games he had like 40 one game. I'm like, man, I can't. Like
Damn.
most I got was 39. I could never break 40 for some reason. I'm like, he got me.
Man, that's crazy.
But I would constantly just keep up with y'all to see
Mm-hmm.
like we all are doing. Like when you was going off at LA Tech, like I
Mm-hmm.
think you won Player of the Week a couple times,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be like, he's at like 15 right now. I'm like, damn. All right, boom. Oh, we had a nice
Mm-hmm.
dunk. All right,
Mm-hmm.
Colin making this three. I'm like, all right, I got to be better. I got to change my habits a little bit. So
Thanks.
I used y'all as big motivation to
Mm.
get to where I needed to get to, because I didn't have the AAUs and the private schools and
Right.
stuff like that. But seeing y'all do what y'all did, I don't think y'all understand the amount of people that y'all motivated.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
That's respect.
And
That's respect.
seeing where you got to, and then you telling me like, yeah, injuries and stuff like that to put it down. It's like he got to this place. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people ain't get to this place.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just a testament to like how hard y'all have worked. Some of y'all are still going.
Right. Right.
Rob just came back. Colin just came back.
Mm-hmm.
Just the
Tark playing. Tark out playing. He couldn't.
talking. He was in the
Yeah.
G, and now he's in the. I think he's in the African League now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think in
Yeah.
Rwanda.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so just seeing y'all like do what y'all do
Mm-hmm.
motivated the hell out of me. So
Nah, I definitely appreciate that.
nah,
Definitely appreciate that. That's respect, man. I
Mhm.
appreciate that.
yeah,
Yeah,
nah,
man.
appreciate you, brother, for taking the
Sure.
time out of your day to do this. I know you got a pregnant wife right now that probably needs your help with something, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But it was definitely, good talking to you. And you say you're moving back soon, so
Mm,
definitely gotta, get that link in. And
for sure.
good luck to you when it comes to coaching. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Put them values in there. I don't know what kind of coach you're gonna be, but
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Coach am I gonna be? What's coach am I gonna be? I'm gonna be I'm gonna be Mike Brown.
Hey man,
Pop,
look.
pop.
That's why I can't coach, because I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna coach y'all how my coaches coach me, and y'all not
Right.
gonna like me. So
Yeah,
I'm
nah.
gonna get in trouble, and I don't feel like doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do all that. But is it boys or
Crazy.
girls?
It's gonna be. I'm pretty sure boys. I might honestly. It's gonna be like middle school, so I might be doing both. Honestly, I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, man. I'm in for one. I'm in for one.
Oh yes, for sure. Good luck to that,
Mm-hmm.
man. We
Appreciate
appreciate
that.
you getting on here.
Appreciate that.
That's a wrap.
Yes, sir.